All right, he is the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling. We talk so much about the state of this 135-pound division, how it's never been stronger, and yet this guy's starting to distance himself from the pack a little bit. Outstanding grappler, and more often than not, he's going to have a big advantage in that war.
Yeah, that's one of the things that separates Aljamain, is that he's one of those guys that tells you what he's going to do, and then he goes and he does it. Nothing's more discouraging for a fighter than to know what you have to defend and still not be able to defend it. Aljamain Sterling is a beast. Now, he did hint to us in the fighter meeting that he thought he could win this fight without chaining takedowns, so perhaps we'll see a strike-heavy approach here from Sterling early. We shall see. The Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling, enters the octagon with his mind set on one thing tonight, that UFC championship belt. Well, Scousers don't get knocked out, and that has been the case for Paddy Pimblett, at least to this point in his UFC career. Outstanding pedigree coming in, and he's got another big fight in front of him tonight, DC. And he's going to continue to get big fights, because when you have that thing, when you have that it factor about you, people want to tune in. That is what Paddy Pimblett has in spades. But not only can he fight, but not only can he draw people in, the guy can fight. He's a tremendous grappler, and he has confidence like not many guys that we've seen at such a young age in their career. And don't let the out-of-camp body composition fool you, because this man has a work ethic that rivals anybody in this division. Huge spot for Paddy Pimblett tonight. All right, all the hype gives way to the action here. Both fighters have now touched down on the canvas, and we are ready to go from the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, here in New York, New York. Our tale of the tape now for this lightweight championship fight. To get us started with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Lightweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Aljamain Funk Master Sterling. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Lightweight Champion of the world, Paddy Pimblett.
So Herb Dean, third man in there for this one.
Ready. Good.
All right, here we go with round one, and here is Aljamain Sterling. He has been a prolific finisher, but most of his finishes have been of the attritive variety, not in round one. Breaks his opponents down before eventually getting them out of there. We'll see if Aljo can get off to a good start tonight. That's how you do it. Beautiful kick by him there. Big power shot there. Just missed with the left there.
That one snuck in. Nice strike.
Great body kick there. Wow, huge head kick. Well, Sterling comfortable wherever the fight goes, but you're seeing a lot of the improvements he's made in his stand-up under Ray Longo, and at least early on in this one, more than content to strike. We cross the midpoint in round one.
Keep moving forward now. Don't back up.
Game of inches right there, boy. Wow.
It was a good night if that landed.
Well, he's always working off of that jab. Nice jab there by Sterling.
Oh, he's doing a real good job of levitating off of the strikes, too. Watch guillotine. That guillotine is tight. Fight IQ on full display there. Recognizing he was losing the sub, elected to keep the dominant position.
Nice positional control here. Landing strikes nicely here from top position.
Another strike gets through from the top position.
Excellent ground and pound strikes here by Sterling. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
Sterling going to work from guard here. Nice combination of strikes there. Very efficient, very effective. Trying to guard pass here. Not today.
No, it ain't happening. Good job understanding the transitions. Oh, good defense, yes.
20 seconds left. Making all these shots count. Pretty productive with the strikes here off his back. 5 minutes in the books.
All right, listen, you did good that round, but I need you to do a little bit better. I need you to avoid that takedown, okay? Let's not worry about the knees. Let's not worry about the strikes. I need you.
All right, let's check out some of the action, DC. What a display of just sheer punching in that last round.
I mean, he looks like a boxer. He looks like a professional boxer out there, throwing and stringing those combinations together. He landed those big punches over and over again, and it was this one right here that really did change the tide of the round.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Here we are, early round 2. Well, we see this a lot, DC, but this instance, it's particularly surprising to see a wrestler on his level not attempt to change the level.
I don't understand it. You know, when you have that weapon, when you have that ability to take people to the ground, you have to use it. Even if it's to set up your striking, I don't understand why he is not trying to change his level, get to the hips, and get takedowns.
One of the best head kicks you'll ever see.
You don't really stand after you take a head kick like this. That is such toughness to even be on his feet right now.
Big elbow there, Lance. Huge left. All right, so an opportunity goes by the boards. He had him stunned, nearly finished, and now his opponent has recovered.
His opponent recovered. Now he's got to deal with everything that he wants to get. He should have got the fight finished at that time.
Well, he was a little bit lackluster in round 1. You can't say the same here in this second round. He has really picked up the pace, an uptick in the aggression and the output, and starting to find his range here in the pocket.
I love that one. I love when a guy throws a kick with that much power.
Well, he is clearly faded in this one, and I'm not talking about the high and tight skin fade on my man Daniel Cormier. He got stunned earlier in the round, and mentally I feel like he checked out a little bit.
He hasn't been able to build back to fight the way that we're used to seeing him fight. He needs to take a breath, take a moment, and get back to work.
Sterling went 87 and 27 as a stop trying to recover here.
He cut him. He cut him. So many ground strikes landed that eventually he got him cut. Now he's going full mount.
Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. All All right, so the hands are crispy tonight. Not exactly what we thought we would see out of this wrestler, but as a former two-time U.S. Olympian yourself with some hands, you can fall in love with this.
You can fall in love with the striking, but he is showing tonight that everything starts with his wrestling. He gives you the level change, which then in turn helps him land in the striking. He looks fantastic. I did not expect him to look this good in the boxing tonight.
Sterling's right back to the full mount. 2 rounds in the books. All right, so that round is in the books. Sterling's bleeding from the forehead here a bit. Hopefully they can get that under control so it doesn't trickle down into his eyes in the next round.
I want you to keep that going. Don't get into...
All right, let's get you a replay from that previous round. It was the big knockdown courtesy of that kick that nearly closed the show for good.
It almost closed the show, but nothing's more discouraging than when you get somebody hurt that bad and you don't shut the door. He has to go back to work now knowing that he's got about as tough a guy as he's ever had in front of him in the octagon tonight.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, here we go with this 3rd round of this championship fight. Our next round is now underway. I thought there was pretty good back and forth action in the previous fight.
Yes, it wasn't a firefight. It wasn't 2 guys throwing the kitchen sink at each other. But you did see times when it came together and you saw the skill level of these 2 fighters.
Sterling's in half guard. All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Sterling's got him in a crucifix. Gonna work from the top now.
Look at him attack that arm triangle on the opposite side. When it's time to finish, he will lock his hands, pass his body all the way to the opposite side, drop his chest to get all the way down to the floor.
That's tight. Oh, he got out!
He actually bridged, got his hips up in the air, used his momentum to take him back towards his opponent's feet, chest down to the mat to get out of that deep submission attempt. All these actions, though, these big actions, got to wear on the gas tank of both guys.
Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
Under 3 minutes now to go in the round. So we have crossed the midpoint in this one. Oh, that Kimura looks tight. Wow, somehow, some way he gets the arm out.
It looked like he was done, John, but he was able to stay comfortable, stay patient, and now he finds himself safe.
All right, working inside his opponent's guard here.
You cannot sit in these jiu-jitsu guys' guard, and you can't have one arm in, one arm out. Guys will start throwing up legs, chasing triangle.
And now he's got the back.
This works. Come on, I'll stand you up. This works.
Fighter trying to pass here, but gets denied.
Gets denied. Great job, great recognition of seeing what your opponent was trying to do.
Sterling's back in full mount.
What he has to do here is just try to stay relaxed. Big explosive actions, panicky actions are what gets you submitted a lot of times.
Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by Sterling. These ground strikes are starting to add up. Final seconds of round 3. All right, that's 3 rounds in the books. We are headed to the championship rounds.
All right, take a seat, take a seat. Deep breath for me. Okay, listen, I need you to stay off the ground this round, okay? I think you lost that round. You spent way too much time.
All right, so there's the end of the round. We had a big submission attempt there midway through, but largely the submission defense held up.
It wasn't tight. We thought the fight was over, but stayed patient, stayed calm, relaxed, and found his way out of that deep submission.
All right, so there is the horn. That means the round is over. We nearly had a finish due to a submission, but I think you got to give credit to both the offense and the defense.
Yeah, you gotta give credit to both guys, but nothing more beautiful than an extended big, massive shot lands. Look at how tough his opponent is, though. Still standing, still in their fight.
Aljamain Sterling pulling it off. Pimblett's nose is bleeding now. Yes, looks as though he got cut by one of those offerings from his opponent.
In the half guard. Oh, Kimura tag. Yup.
Oh, he's got the Kimura position locked in now. Oh, the submission defense holds up and gets out.
He said that he was ready for everything that would be thrown at him. In that position, he showed that and proved it.
Well, he's got his back now. Sterling's in half guard.
And now he's in side control. Oh, right into mouth. I mean, way to stay aware and stay safe defensively.
Continuing to stay busy here on the ground. Well, this is exactly what you like to see. Nice combination of ground and pound punches. Outstanding pressure and activity by Sterling. And busy as he looks to improve position here. Now trying to trap an arm. Oh, he's got that arm tight now.
Starting to get it in there deep.
Oh, that's gotta be it. Oh, he is out. How good is that?
That is phenomenal submission defense by this young man.
Side control now. Pimblett's in half guard now. Oh, trying to pass here, but Dikembe Mutombo style, he gets denied.
Blocked! Great job blocking that pass by the bottom fighter.
All right, rubber guard now, DC. Some submissions at his disposal if he so chooses.
Yeah, he does have a couple submissions. They're very rare submissions, go-go plata, omoplata. But if the guy has any understanding of submission defense, he knows how to stay safe in this position. So there are advantages to being here, but the danger isn't so vast that you should panic.
Yeah, we've only seen a handful of omoplatas in UFC history. 20 minutes in the can, 5 to go. All right, so there's the end of the round. You see the blood trickling down as he makes his way back to the stool. Cut on the bridge of the nose, or so it appears from the strike in that round. Cut man getting right to work. All right, so let us now check out some of the action in that round, DC. There was a whole lot of it, including a stunner upstairs that nearly closed the show.
It was a lot of action. It was back and forth action, but the big moment was that big strike to the head that landed, that put him on wobbly legs, and in survival mode. Luckily, he made it to the end of that round.
You ready to fight? Ready.
It is the 5th and final round. Oh, that lead right will work. Nicely done there by Sterling.
He does everything so well, and he's so calm. He's so calm in the face of such a big spot.
Trying to go to the body here, unable to find the target. That's the biggest shot point thus far. How's his opponent still
I
standing?
mean, I have no idea. This fight is supposed to be over, and it might not be over now, but it's got to be over very soon.
But at least staying busy on the bottom. Well, we may have the best cut men and women in the business, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to do much with that cut. It continues to widen with every passing strike.
And you're fighting a great fighter. It's hard to deal with the damage of the cut while dealing with the level of the fighter in front of you. Right now, you've got to do something different to try and change the way that this fight is playing out.
All right, so he's got the body locked down here, DC, or so it appears. This is not a guy you want anywhere near your back. Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submissions.
Nicely done. North-south position now. Perhaps the crowd will get its collective mind out of the gutter. Lands the ground and pound strike here.
Another one. I mean, he cannot miss from the top position.
Oh, arm triangle. Arm triangle. Arm triangle.
Oh, tense moment here. That arm triangle's tight.
Great job maintaining position there. You never want to lose position to chase a submission.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Sterling. All right, north-south position now, DC. We'll see how he chooses to advance from here.
Another ground and pound strike lands for this man.
Pimblett's body getting all sorts of bruised up on that right side now. Good work from the top here by Sterling. Side control now. 20 seconds to go in the fight. Not there yet, but might get the submission here shortly. Sterling's back and forth action right until the final horn. That one's going to hold up in the Fight of the Year conversation. The official decision is in. It resides with Bruce Buffer.
We go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 49-46, 49-45, and 49-46. For the winner by unanimous decision and new UFC lightweight champion of the world, Aljamain Punkmaster Sterling.
All right, so an offensive masterpiece and a lot of respects for Aljamain Sterling tonight. He gets it done by decision, and that's in large part because he didn't force the